When I was younger, I remember distinctly thinking that $100,000 was a dream salary, that mythical six-figure income that would allow us to live the lives we always dreamed of, driving those fancy sports cars, living in an affluent neighborhood, and maybe having a trophy wife hanging off of our arm. And while it was aspirational, it felt really out of reach, and the likelihood of ever attaining a salary that large was mostly just a daydream. But flash forward to today, and this is something that I've been thinking a lot about lately. $100,000 kind of has lost its luster. And in fact, it seems like if you're only making $100,000, you aren't likely enjoying anything resembling this fairy tale dream. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brian, and I've created a life after layoff to demystify how hiring and careers work in the corporate world, with my ultimate goal of giving motivated folks the power to reclaim control over their careers. So if this sort of thing interests you, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I've also created a free webinar to teach you how to become the CEO of your career, which you probably want to do after you watch this video. And if you're interested, I will leave a link in the video description below. Now, I fully realize that $100,000 is a lot of money for most people, myself included. And the statistics say that most of us are never going to attain a salary with six figures. Yet, regardless of our circumstance, it's been a widely used bar to measure success for decades. And so now we're faced with tackling the big question. Why doesn't a $100,000 salary feel like the dream it used to? Well, let's break down why and what a new target maybe should be. And stick around because I've found some eye-opening statistics and a potential solution to help get you ahead. So let's dive in. Back in the day, think 20 years ago, a $100,000 salary was the ultimate sign that you had made it. And in fact, in 2005, earning $100K put you in the top 10% of US earners, at least according to the US Census Bureau. It meant that you could afford a nice house in an affluent neighborhood, a nice car, maybe even a nice vacation every year. You could cover your kids' tuition at the local state university without too much issue or even planning. It was the gold standard for a comfortable middle-class life. But fast forward to 2025, and that same $100,000 doesn't stretch nearly as far. So what's changed? Well, obviously, inflation has happened. And let's start with the cost of getting that high-paying job in the first place, at least for a lot of us, which is college. Now, college used to be the ticket to a $100,000 salary, but the price of the ticket has skyrocketed. In 2005, the average tuition at a public four-year university ran about $5,500 per year, at least according to the National Center for Educational Statistics. Now, flash forward to 2025. That same tuition is now around $12,000 per year. That's a 118% increase. This means that that four-year degree that used to cost $22,000 back then now costs $48,000 today. And that's not including room, board, and fees. As you're probably well aware, adding all these additional costs can nearly double the amount that college students need to fork over today, and potentially in the form of student loans. So even if you're lucky enough to earn $100,000 after graduation, you're certainly starting your career with way more debt, or you're lucky enough to have your parents footing a bigger part of that bill. And when you factor in the rising interest rates on your student loan payments, that $100,000 salary doesn't feel so successful when you're already in a massive hole. Now let's talk about the cost of living. Obviously, inflation has been chipping away at what your money can buy. And since 2020, inflation has risen by about 25%, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That means what used to cost you $100 back in 2020 now costs you $125. Groceries, gas, utilities, everything is more expensive. For example, the typical grocery bill for a family of four was around $250 per month back in 2005. Can you even believe that? Today, that same cart of groceries costs closer to $450, and that's probably even a low estimate. And I'm sure you've noticed this one too, but rent is way up. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in the United States has jumped from $950 in 2005 to, listen to this, a ridiculous $1,700 here in 2025. That's a massive 80% jump in 20 years. And that's obviously way outpacing inflation. But let's not forget about dining out. The average food bill at restaurants in the United States has increased 27% since 2020. And fast food, like McDonald's, is nearly the same price as a sit-down meal. You're still not eating like a king. So even with a $100,000 salary, you're still spending a bigger chunk of your income just to keep the lights on and food on your table, and certainly not living anything resembling an affluent lifestyle. Now, homes and vehicles are where things get really out of hand. Let's look at housing first. In 2020, The median home price in the United States was about $300,000 according to Zillow. But by 2025, it's jumped to $410,000. That's a 37% increase in just 5 years. And we're certainly not talking fancy houses here either. Your run-of-the-mill, cookie-cutter, builder-grade, 2,000 square foot home in a modest neighborhood is commanding prices out of reach for most people. And the same thing can be said for those $1 million homes. Have you guys checked out any of the Zillow listings in your local area for what $1 million gets you these days? It's completely shocking and defeating. And what about vehicles? Well, the average price of a new car in 2020 was around $25,000, but today it's closer to $40,000. That's an increase of 60%, according to Kelley Blue Book. The problem is you can't even buy a car with basic features anymore. The car manufacturers have focused on high-ticket models packed with expensive upgrades that nobody really is asking for or wants, and they're pricing out many of the lower to mid-income buyers. So if you're only earning $100,000, you're barely scraping by for an entry-level lifestyle, and you're probably not driving around in a luxury ride. Because after taxes, your take-home pay is probably only around $75,000. Then you have to factor in your $1,700 in rent, your $350 in groceries, probably a $600 or more car payment, then all of the insurances that are associated with it, and all of our other expenses. And just with those things, that's over half of your income gone before you even think about savings and any fun or any vacations. $100,000 used to mean comfort, but now it just means you're scraping by. We touched on housing a few minutes ago, but let's talk about what it actually takes to afford a $400,000 home, which is the median price in many US markets today. According to a 2025 analysis by HSH.com, you need an average annual income of $108,000 and change to afford a $400,000 home with a 20% down payment and a crappy 6.63% interest rate on a 30-year mortgage. And if you're keeping notes here, that means that you need to come up with $80,000 down and about another $10,000 in closing costs. So in other words, about $90,000 in your bank account ready to put down in order to get the most favorable terms in a mortgage rate. And that's just for the national average. The pricier metros like San Francisco, San Jose, New York City, you would need to earn over $400,000 a year to afford the median home in those markets. And this is according to Redfin. So that $100,000 isn't cutting it for even a basic home anymore. You need at least $108,000 to get your foot in the door in most markets. And that's if you have no other debt. So the bar has definitely moved here. Now let's take a look at how salaries for college grads with a 4-year degree have also changed. In 2005, the median income for a 25 to 34-year-old with a bachelor's degree was about $45,000. In 2025, that has risen to about $74,000. So that's a 64% increase. Hey, that actually sounds pretty good, right? But let's stack that up against the other expenses we've talked about already. College costs are up 118%, inflation 65%, and home prices have doubled, up 100% since 2005. The ugly truth here is salaries for college grads are barely keeping up with inflation. And in fact, they're falling behind in things like education and housing. So if you're earning only $100,000 today, it's like earning $60,000 in 2005 dollars. Adjusted for inflation. That $100,000 a year salary, which used to mean that you made it, is now barely covering the basics. So what's the new target? To live that same comfortable lifestyle that $100,000 a year bought you in 2005, the home, the car, the vacations, the education, the savings, you're going to need to earn $165,000 a year in 2025. And that's based on the cost of living and housing data that we've already covered in this video. Now, I fully realize that many of you are thinking that I'm completely out of touch, but I want you to hear me out. Yes, $100,000 is a lot of money, and it's still aspirational for most of the working population. But my point is that $100,000 a year isn't as mythical as it once was in the past. Now, I know that some people are probably freaking out about this and saying there's absolutely no way that I'll be able to ever have a comfortable living. Now, that's just not the case. You have to keep in mind that this number reflects families, and a single person can have considerably less expenses and can still live a very reasonable lifestyle on 100K or even less. You're factoring in 2 incomes. That means that each person needs to bring about $80,000 to $85,000 to the table. Is that a big goal? Sure, but it's attainable for a lot of people. But you're not crazy. Living just the standard lifestyle is becoming increasingly unattainable. College debt, inflation, housing, cars. They are all outpacing what most of us earn. And the solution here is careful career planning. You absolutely have to start taking this seriously. You can't just wing it through your career and hope to hit those kinds of salaries and those kinds of incomes. Make it your mission to get the best skills, the best experiences in the most in-demand job types and industries, and get with those market leaders. And it's also crucial that you learn the tools of the trade to make sure that you're taking all the right steps. And I created the ultimate career blueprint to give you a specific and detailed roadmap on exactly how to do that and a pathway to $100,000 plus a year jobs. And of course, the other tools which are designed to help get you there. Courses like Resume Rocketfuel, which teach you exactly how to write a resume from a recruiter's perspective, which is going to be crucial to getting your phone to ring for those alpha employers and those high paying jobs. And of course, once you land those opportunities, you don't want to mess it up by sticking your foot in your mouth in an interview process. And that's where the ultimate Job Seeker Bootcamp comes in. I break down each step of a major corporation's hiring processes, all of the rounds of interviewing, exactly what you need to know, how to ace it and navigate it like a pro, and then ultimately getting you to the job offer. And this is where we teach you how to negotiate it meticulously so that you don't leave a dime on the table. If you really want to supercharge your results, networking is absolutely crucial. And everybody hears networking, and they have no idea where to start. Networking is the key to getting yourself into these higher paying roles. So you have to learn how to network smarter, potentially skip those recruiters altogether. And networking is not something that you do just once and then you're done. It is something that you do over the entirety of your career. And that's how you get into the highest paying jobs. You unlock the hidden job market and you get your network to start working for you. And I created the course Unlocking LinkedIn to teach you not only how to use LinkedIn and potentially skip the recruiter altogether, but also how to network effectively, both in person and online. These courses are all designed to give you the strategies to land those high paying roles, to network smarter, and to finally take control of your career. So if you've been struggling to achieve any sort of career momentum, or you've been the victim of one too many missed promotions or untimely layoffs, isn't it time to start taking ownership back? So what do you think? Is a $100,000 a year salary still a big deal where you live? Leave a comment and let me know. As always, appreciate you watching. We'll see you on the next one.